Should the New York Giants look to trade Odell Beckham Jr.? What is going on, y'all? 5 Sports Talk back at it with another video talking, of course, some NFL. And first and foremost, I am glad to be back. I was on a brief hiatus, if you will. I was out of town, so I was not able to make videos. And really, I probably could have tried to, but it just wouldn't have came right. And again, for me, it's all about quality over quantity. But with that being said, all of the news that I missed out on, I'm going to be catching up on the big stories, the big topics, if you will. So apologize to you guys for being a little late. But like I said, I'm back better than ever, bringing you guys new content, and today we're talking about Odell Beckham Jr. Really want to get to the bottom of this story and what it means from both Odell Beckham Jr.'s perspective and, more importantly, the New York Giants' perspective. But with that being said, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Make sure you guys stay tuned. Turn on post notifications. A lot of big things coming up. NBA playoffs starting soon. NFL draft is right around the corner. A lot of things you guys are not going to want to miss out on. Baseball season is upon us as well. But with that being said, let's get started in today's topic. So first and foremost, I will start with the rumor itself and whether or not I believe it's valid. So I do think this rumor is valid, and the reason I say that is because obviously Odell Beckham Jr.'s contract is coming up, so basically he wants an extension. That is not a rumor, those are just facts, and he wants to be the highest paid player, not just as the receiver in the NFL, but in terms of the entire NFL. I'm talking about highest paid player in the NFL, okay? So that is one reason why this rumor, I believe, is not just a rumor, but it's actually a fact, is because Odell Beckham Jr. himself wants a contract. Now, in terms of them trading OBJ, why I believe this rumor could potentially also be true is because Odell Beckham Jr. was in a video that was kind of leaked on social media in which he was with a woman and he was eating pizza, and I think there was potential drugs and whatnot. I don't want to speculate on that, but we all know Odell Beckham Jr. is outgoing. I mean, he's 25 years old. Here's the thing. He can live his life as long as he's putting in the work. I don't care what he's doing in his off time, really. But again, not always a good look when stuff like that surfaces, okay? And of course, we don't want Odell Beckham Jr. to be characterized as off-the-field sort of drama, if you will. We've had plenty of guys in the past. T.O. comes to mind with the off-the-field dramas. But I believe in Odell Beckham Jr. But with that being said, that is the reason why I believe these rumors sort of started and why I'm taking it to the bank that I do think this is a legit rumor, okay? All of these things combined, Odell himself wanting a new contract and sort of these videos of him being leaked out and sort of the Giants considering and thinking if Odell Beckham Jr. is worth that long-term investment at that price that he's looking for. So should the Giants trade Odell Beckham Jr.? Should they keep him? What should they do? Well, that depends, okay, on what the Giants themselves want to do, because they don't clearly have a plan at this point, at least not one that I see, okay? So this offseason, they didn't do much. They decided to keep Eli Manning. The new management has stated that they want Eli there, and now we still don't know if they're going to take a quarterback in the NFL draft. That is to be seen. They do have the number 2 pick, so they could potentially get the next quarterback, if you will, which will also change a lot of things. In terms of the offseason, they didn't really do much. I mean, Jonathan Stewart signing him from the Panthers was their biggest move, for crying out loud. So not too much noise out of New York, okay, if you will, in terms of the Giants. So for me, it's hard to see a plan here. And the reason I say that is because if a team doesn't have a plan, it's hard to analyze what they'll do. But let's get back to the question. What should they do with Odell Beckham Jr.? Here's my thing, and I'm always going to go by the data and the facts and the numbers, more so than not. And history has shown us, and I didn't always used to feel like this, but like I said, I've come around a corner, if you will. But just hear me out until the end, because I'm going to explain my stance on this. History has shown us that it's not wise to pay that much money for a wide receiver, okay? Yes, Super Bowl teams have good receivers, but we're talking top money receivers, okay? So if you take a look at the past Super Bowl winners, just Eagles this year, Patriots, Broncos, Seahawks, the list goes on and on. They have had good receivers, Demaryius Thomas, Alshon Jeffrey. They've had guys like that. I mean, Gronkowski, he's the all-world tight end. If you have there, Doug Baldwin. More so than not, the receivers that have been on the Super Bowl teams in recent memory. I mean, take the Giants themselves, for example. They had Victor Cruz, Hakeem Nicks, Plaxico Burress in the first Super Bowl, Mario Manningham. So good receivers, but not top paid receivers, okay? And so history has shown us that the money to spend is usually on quarterback, usually on defense, usually on offensive line. So if the Giants have a plan in place on how to sort of address that, then it would probably be not the worst thing in the world to trade Odell Beckham Jr. And there were reports out there that they want 2 first-round picks. I don't think that's out of the question for a guy like Odell Beckham Jr., who's still just 25 years old. And if it wasn't for the injury, folks, it would have been another 1,000-yard receiving season. You don't understand how good Odell Beckham Jr. is. He is a Hall of Fame talent to me, okay? And the only reason I'm saying that it's not crazy to trade him for the Giants is because I don't see a plan with the Giants. I definitely think you can win with Odell Beckham Jr., but you need to be able to put him in the right situation, and you need to be able to construct your roster in the right manner, okay? We saw Julio Jones get to the Super Bowl, so I'm not saying it's not possible, okay, with a top 3 receiver, and Odell Beckham Jr. is a top 3 receiver. He's up there with Antonio Brown and Julio Jones, in my opinion. So it is possible, but like I said, you have to construct your roster in a way, okay? But more often than not, history has shown us that you more likely do win a Super Bowl with a receiver who does not get paid top level money. It's usually attributed in those other areas. So with that being said, if the Giants don't have a plan in place, if they don't know what the hell they're doing, it might be just time to go with the young guys like Sterling Shepard and Evan Ingram, who are still on cheap deals, and go in that direction. And here's the thing, if we take a look at Odell Beckham Jr., he's saying he wants to be the top paid receiver. Well deserved, because if you look at the other guys, I mean, like I said, Odell Beckham Jr. is the top 3 receiver. But if we just take a look at the list of receivers, the highest paid, we start with Antonio Brown. He does not have a Super Bowl. Mike Evans, no Super Bowl. DeAndre Hopkins, Sammy Watkins, Jarvis Landry, AJ Green, the list goes on and on. None of these guys have won a Super Bowl, which goes back to my point of more often than not, you don't need a receiver to win a Super Bowl. You don't need a top paid receiver, I should say, to win a Super Bowl. It's usually those guys that are either underrated and playing above what they're paid, or usually they're just, a mid-range type to decent level receiver. They're just not one of the top paid receivers. And so with that being said, like I said, if the Giants do not have a plan in place, then they should just keep Odell Beckham Jr. But even in that instance, there's no rush right now. They can wait until the draft. They can franchise tag him. I don't know why they're trying to rush this, if you will. But like I said, for me, I believe in Odell Beckham Jr. I believe you can win with him. Whatever team trades for him, if that ends up happening, it should be a team that can put him in the right situation, that can utilize their salary cap properly and surround the team with the right level of talent. Even around Odell Beckham Jr., I think he's an all-world talent. Like I said, I think he's a Hall of Fame level talent. I'd love to see him in San Francisco with Jimmy G. Maybe Indianapolis with Andrew Luck coming back makes sense as well. But absolutely love Odell Beckham Jr., but point still stands of the Giants. Whatever they're trying to do, they can win with Odell Beckham Jr., but history has shown that they themselves have won without him. So if they are wise enough and if they are smart enough to be able to construct the roster properly, then by all means, trade Odell Beckham Jr. I'm not going to chastise you for it. But if you do trade him and you are not able to construct that roster, you're going to regret it, because this is an all-world level talent that you are giving up. So let me know what you guys think on Odell Beckham Jr. Do I ultimately think the Giants trade him? I do. I think they will. I think they're just going to draft a quarterback, and I don't think they're going to pay him or want to pay him that much money. So I think it probably happens. As far as when, obviously we don't know, but I think there is a chance that it happens. And Odell himself might not want to be in New York anymore. He might want to go to the other side. You always say the grass is greener on the other side. He might want to go to the Rams. There's been rumors about that. Boy, the Rams would be a stacked team if that happens. But Odell might not want to be there. So we have to take that into account, that Odell might not want to be there. It's not just the Giants themselves. But that is what I think, folks. Let me know what you guys think, if you guys agree or disagree if the Giants should trade Odell Beckham Jr. Leave a comment down below. And as always, thank you for subscribing.